Well, because of the snowshoe malfunction, more than malfunction, major malfunction, we decided we're going to stay here for the day and just day hike. We're going to try and reach, there's a warden's cabin about 5 kilometers away from here. All right, not happy, back from a trip, and buddy Evan back from a trip that was cut short because of a major equipment failure, which is this MSR Revo Explore Snowshoe. This snowshoe, actually, let me show you, I got it here. I'm an engineer, so I keep track of all of the statistics on every hike that I do, and here's my stats. Trust me on this one. I did 13 trips for 163 kilometers with these, no problem. And on trip number 14, 4 kilometers in, they failed. And we're not talking a small failure, because I have means of repair. You know, I plan on minor equipment failures and major equipment failures, and I bring some repair materials and consequences. But this one was catastrophic. If you look right there, where the steel plate and the binding are attached to the main snowshoe, that's where it broke. And unless you have a TIG welder or some very fancy way, you know, I think a possible repair kit would have been to have a 90 and pre-drill a hole there in advance, a little piece of steel cut at 90 degrees that I could still attach with screw or bolts or something like that. They're, you know, in hindsight, if I keep these shoes, I will make a repair kit, but whether I keep these shoes or not depends on what MSR has to say about these. I already sent them an email and requesting a repair or a replacement steel plate and harness. We'll see what they say. Very disappointed. I had a video on these bragging them up, but I'm gonna you know, follow up with this video. And you know, Mountain Safety Research, a company we used to trust with things like the MSR Whisper Light and the Pocket Rocket and stoves and tents and cookware and things like that. But suddenly I've witnessed this exact same failure. You'll see it in the video. I have a clip of Evan's failure. Same exact failure 2 times. That's unacceptable. Evan's snowshoe broke right there, which makes it pretty much useless, and we thought of maybe a repair, but we're just going to leave the snowshoes here and continue on foot. Okay, so it's the left shoe, and so move it again, Karen. So the harness is broken right there. Flip it upside down, please. So if that pin comes out and that pin comes out, the whole harness assembly comes out. So the replacement part necessary is the whole harness assembly, or I'd have to send in this steel plate. They would have to take apart the rivets and reattach the harness to the steel plate. But if you send me just the whole assembly, I can repin it. Today is February 13th. You'd hardly know it. Look at this. It's around my property. Super Bowl Sunday today. Just do a quick video before I settle in to watch the game. You saw the introduction. Not a lot of snow on my acreage. It's been a fairly mild winter, but you know, I'm pragmatic. I know winter could hit at any time. We could still get a big snowstorm, but this year's been relatively mild. Getting ready to go on a hike in a couple of days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with Wally. And luckily, you know, there's no snow, so I'm not bringing snowshoes or skis. I'm going to bring micro spikes or micro crampons, and you'll see those on the trail, and perhaps I'll do a review of the spikes I use. But it brings up a point for me, which is luckily I don't need to use snowshoes this year. Didn't use any very much, because I still haven't heard back from MSR. And I'm very disappointed about that. I wish I didn't have to do this video, but I'm gonna have to do. I will do a video. I am doing a video
A couple of years ago I bought MSR Revos. I even gave them initially after a year a good review, but then in year 2 last winter, about this time last year, my snowshoes, you can see in this video clip right now, failed catastrophically, and so did Chef Evans. We had almost the exact same catastrophic failure on our snowshoes, and you know, and both failures occurred on critical trips that we had to abort the trips because of the failures. So I reached out to MSR last year. First of all, I went to the store to try and return them, and they said, no, we don't take them back. You have to deal with MSR. So then I dealt with MSR, sent MSR an email. Not an email, I followed their protocol. I filed a customer warranty claim and never heard back from them. So finally I found an email address and I sent them an email, and I kind of threatened in the email, you know, that I was going to do a video, and lo and behold, they took me seriously and they called me back. And so that was at the end of the season last year, and they called me back and they apologized. They said that the reason, you know, COVID, they were backed up and everything else, and so forth. And the gentleman I talked to on the phone said, how could I make it up to you? And I said, well, you know, send me a replacement pair of snowshoes and we'll call it good. And he sent me a follow-up email promising to do that, and then the start of this season, because he said he'd do it in the fall when their inventory got back up. And then so back in October, November, before this season started, I contacted him again by email, followed up, and no reply. So then I called the phone number, and the gentleman that I talked to, I got his voicemail, left a message, and he didn't answer again. So got frustrated, and then I decided to resend another warranty claim through their service, and still no warranty, no answer from them, none whatsoever. So just putting it out there. I find this unfortunate because over the years, you know, I have an MSR cook set, my Alpine cook set, which I used for nearly a decade, and it served me well. Still use it on occasion. On a trip a while ago, I had an MSR, I was using my Whisper Light, again an MSR product that withstood the test of time and was reliable, never had to make a warranty claim. But the snowshoes, complete disappointment, but more importantly, completely disappointed in MSR at this point. And somebody pointed out that MSR was bought by Cascade in the last little while, so so MSR, you are a complete disappointment at this point, and don't even bother sending me a new pair of snowshoes because I'm not interested in any of your products. I will continue to use some of your stuff that I have from historically, but you know, your MSR cook set has now been replaced by Tokes and their titanium products, and they're much better. And your stove has been replaced by off brands that I use, like the BRS 3000. So, you know, it's too bad. You had a great reputation, but you ruined your reputation as far as I'm concerned. And you're not aware of the realities, which is there is so much competition out there and so many products that we can buy instead of your products. So I'm holding true to my word. To the gentleman who said he'd send me a set of snowshoes so that I wouldn't do this video, you failed, and therefore here's the video. So folks, beware of MSR snowshoes. They're garbage. All right, Marty saying get off the beaten path, and sorry you had to witness this video, but it is what it is.